following is a non-verdict-based research versus show. The stats of the individual characters are not taken into consideration when determining aspects of the fight. However, the characters themselves are going to be represented in their fullest capacity outside of stats. This is Versus Universe.
Space. In the endless void of the cosmos, it would be only natural that humanity is not the only intelligent life. So, what happens when alien technology crash landing on Earth meets a teenage boy? Well, you've got yourself the makings of a hero. Ben Tennyson, the hero of heroes from Ben 10, and Jaime Reyes, the Blue Beetle from DC. Let's begin! In the far reaches of space, many aliens make this vast cosmos their home. One such planet filled with life is Earth, home to the Tennyson family. On a road trip with his grandfather Max and cousin Gwen, Ben Tennyson noticed something strange, a shooting star. Upon further investigation, he saw it was no star. It was something from out of this world, something alien. This was the thing that would change his life forever. Reaching forward, the watch-like object stuck itself upon his wrist, forever bonding the two together. This was the birth of Earth's greatest hero and the defender of the galaxy. This was the origin of Ben 10. What Benny Boy found at this crash site was no ordinary wristwear. This was the Omnitrix, a mysterious device with secrets that it hid from the user. One thing didn't remain a secret for long, that this watch allows the user to transform into 10 aliens. Benji found out the hard way, and he immediately transformed into a Pyronite he nicknamed Heat Blast, much so against his better judgment. He was a kid, how was he going to resist a glowing black and green circle begging to be pushed? At the beginning of Tennyson's journey, he had access to only 10 aliens. The aforementioned Heat Blast, Diamond Head, which hardens his skin and gives him diamond powers, Wild Mutt, which turns him into a ravenous beast without the ability to talk, Accelerate, the fast one, Stinkfly, the stinky one that flies, Ripjaws, the fish, Forearms, the one that everyone wanted to be growing up, Upgrade, who can become an elite hacker, Ghost Freak, the one that betrayed Benji Tenji, and Grey Matter, the best one. With these 10 aliens, he defeated the Galactic Conqueror Vilgax and saved the world. After many escapades, so many escapades. After his success, Tenet over here gave up his heroic ways, choosing to live as a normal kid. Until he didn't. He took up the mantle one more time, showing Bellwood that it was, in fact, hero time. Get it? Because he uses a magic watch. You may think, doesn't this child only have like 10 aliens at his disposal? No, you don't get it. You simpleton. This motherfucking Chad has like 100,000 aliens at his disposal. The Omnitrix works like this. It scans alien DNA, gobbles that shit up like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then Ben can use that alien at its peak physicality. And the Omnitrix has a built-in DNA scanner, so any alien he finds, he can scan it and turn into it like that. Some aliens that he gets access to later on in his career of heroing are Feedback, who has the ability to absorb and redirect energy. To the extent that he held the Big Bang. He can also control electricity. He's cool. Brainstorm is the alien Ben uses when he wants to own the woke libs on TikTok. Like seriously, his IQ skyrockets into the... I have to assume it's above 50. When Ben needs some height, you know he's bringing out Jet Ray. And when he needs to become Spider-Man, you know he's bringing out Spider-Monkey. And that's not even counting the other various elemental aliens, pyrokinesis, hydrokinesis, terraforming, electrokinesis. Basically, if it's a Pokemon type, Ben has an alien that uses that ability in some shape or form. But in a weirdly shonen way, Ben has an ultimate alien. Not ultimately cavalry, like an ultimate, like his best alien. This is Alien X. Alien X is like the kid on the playground that keeps making up resistances to your new and cool hypotheticals. Gem. He's the answer to pretty much any question Ben has, but he doesn't come without a cost. Inside him are two personalities, and they need to be in agreement with both each other and Ben for him to use the awesome power of the Celestial Sapien. And once that power is unleashed, there's not much that can stand in the way of good old Benja Tenja. Alien X is your basic omnipowerful superhero type, you know, flight, super strength and speed, the run-of-the-mill stuff. But then, on top of all that shit, they are also capable of literally warping reality to their own design. Granted, having a Celestial Sapien even move a centimeter can take upwards of 1,000 years due to the whole agreement thing, but once they do agree, the results are truly titanic. Like, let's look at Tenji Benji's exploits. He not only successfully recreated an entire universe, but also managed to defeat one of the most seasoned Celestial Sapien warriors in combat. Crazy. With all these powers, you'd think that pre-Generator Rex would never lose a fight, but that's not really the case. His fatal flaw is his arrogance, especially in his younger years. And that's another thing too, Ken 10 is still very much a kid, and sometimes has trouble suppressing his more childish instincts. And all that doesn't even mention the Omnitrix's own weaknesses. Sometimes, for whatever reason, our pal Benjamin will go to transform into an alien, and the Omnitrix will say, "No, use this one instead." It can be a real pain. And there were some limitations that used to be there but aren't currently, such as a time limit on all his transformations, and locking him to one transformation per use. When the latter one was unlocked, there was a specific name for that unlocking. It was Master Control, usage of any alien at any time while the watch is active. Through his mastery of the watch, the Omnitrix's creator himself deemed Benji Man Tenji Man worthy of the watch's full power. Officially, the protector of not only Earth, but the entire galaxy, there's one hero that will always be on the case. If there's a threat to the universe, or just the neighborhood, you can count on the hero of heroes, Ben 10, to get the job done.
It's hero time!
In the vast world of DC, there exist many planets that house alien life. From the utopian landscape of New Genesis all the way to the dense fires of Apocalypse, many such beings call this entire galaxy, nay, this universe, their home. Hell, there's so much life that they literally need to govern protectors for each individual sector using the Lantern Corps. But somewhere in the second sector of the universe, there is an alien species known as the Reach. Long ago, they sent a piece of their technology to Earth, a scarab named Kaji Da. A man found the scarab and used it to become a superhero. This man was not Jaime Reyes. This was Dan Garrett, the first Blue Beetle. But soon after he took up the mantle and did some heroing, Dan came down with a severe case of die and needed a successor. Luckily, he knew the perfect guy. Jaime, no, it's this guy. Ted Cord. And Teddy Bear here doesn't even use the scarab, he just models gadgets and gizmos after what Dan already did before him. And like, full respect to Ted, we love Ted Cord in Versus Universe. But it was clear there was a bit of a difference between Dan and Ted. Dan was more of a Dr. Fate, and Ted was more of a Batman, you feel me? Well, Ted took after his mentor and fucking died to Maxwell Lord, the most Republican DC character I can think of. That's gotta sting a little bit. How are you liking these political bits? I gotta go in a direction away from the rest of the Versus scene in some way. And what's more fun than politics? I'll tell you what. The fact that there was a new Blue Beetle coming right at you. One who would take the scarab and powers of Dan and the heart and values of Ted and use them to do true good. This, finally, is Jaime Reyes, the third Blue Beetle. Jaime was born in El Paso, Texas, and lived a generally normal life. That is, until his friends found the Blue Beetle scarab just kind of lying in a river. Great job securing that guy, Ted. And after a bit of shenanigans, it bonded to Jaime's back, forever linking the two of them together. And it gave him quite the cool set of powers. Jaime's link with the scarab is unique in the sense that, despite the scarab being sentient, they both seem to really like working with each other. Kinda like a Venom situation. Scarab talks, by the way. He's very no-nonsense. Using the scarab, Jaime can cover his body in extremely durable alien armor that has the ability to transform into any weapon. I mean literally any weapon. A plasma cannon. Sure, a sword. Why not? A mace. Hell yeah. A flamethrower. Sign me up. Slam my ass and call me Daniel. I'm ready to blue some beetles. Not only that, but the Scarab can protect Jaime from all sorts of harm. Cool. But like sometimes the Scarab will change Jaime's appearance to better suit his heroing efforts and... These look stupid. They look stupid. I'm sorry, they look bad. That's why we're bringing up a new thing on Versus Universe and we're calling this... cringe. You know what else is cringe? The retcon that makes the Scarab a magical artifact. It's cool when it's just alien technology. Speaking of, let's talk now about the people that first made the Scarab Khajiit, the Reach. The Reach are your run-of-the-mill evil aliens. They want to take over the world using scarabs as a way of planting heroes to gain trust and then pull an Omni-Man. All in the name of the greatest evil of all. Capitalism. Like I said, this is going to stay political because the Scarab is made from these. Let's be nice and call them colonialists. Its natural state is very much murder, murder, and more murder. It takes a down-to-earth kind of guy like Jaime to really keep the murderous side of him in check, and sometimes it comes through. See, the Scarab can actually wrestle for control with Jaime of his own body, and can take over if he thinks they both would otherwise be in danger. That or if his programming gets reset, like I said. Alien technology. DC. Keeping Khajiit in check became something of a full-time job for Jaime, who also has to deal with being a regular teenager who just wants to get good grades and become a dentist. Bro just wants to support his family. He's got my full respect. But when Jaime loses control, there's not much that can stand in his way. Bro is also crazy powerful. He has fought Kryptonians, Green Lanterns who, by the way, are something of a natural predator to Scarab users, and even the fucking Spectre, and held his own against all of them. So like, who can even beat this fucking guy? Well, usually other Scarab users. Remember, Jaime isn't the only one. In their bid for control of the entire galaxy, what usually happens is that the Scarab's personality will take over the host, and they will go on to conquer. Jaime is the exception rather than the rule, proving humanity truly is special and the bonds we share and create with each other. And only through the symbiosis of these two beings, of the spaceborn warrior Khajiit and the earthborn humble teenager Jaime Reyes, is a true hero born. Someone that easily fits the hole left behind by Dan and Ted, in spite of both of them being much more traditional heroes than Jaime ever was. The strength to protect his family and friends, and indeed his planet, make him strong. It's only natural when you're one of the most powerful heroes on the planet. When you're the Blue Beetle.
There is no hope.
There's always hope.
We open to a shot of a boom tube dissipating in a random city alley, with none other than Jaime Reyes in his civilian clothing exiting said tube and departing into the streets below.
I can't believe that new god is making us do this.
I think, Jaime Reyes, that this mission is suitable to us. We simply grab the device and...
Take it back to our Earth so that they can study it. Yeah, but I was hoping for a little, I don't know, hero action? I want to help people, not just play second fiddle to some gods.
Suddenly, a fire hydrant comes bursting out of the ground and water starts to spew everywhere, as a car flips on its side and runs into a nearby brick building. Jaime follows the car's point of entry with his eyes to its source. A fight between Ben Tennyson, in his forearms form, and some robbers attempting a bank heist. As soon as they're defeated, Ben reverts back to his space human effigy.
Whew! That'll teach him. I hope. Now let's line him up.
Ben takes a rope he brought with him and ties up the robbers for the cops to arrest, and begins walking away. The camera pans over to Jaime, looking annoyed.
I believe that is the technology we are here to take.
Thank you, Scarab. What would I do without you?
Become deceased most likely.
You know what I meant. Let's just talk to him first.
Jaime then casually approaches Ben.
Hey there, hero?
Oh, a fan! You don't look like you're from Bellwood, though. Who are you?
Jaime Reyes.
Well, Jaime, I'm glad you appreciate my efforts to help the city. Not everyone does.
Believe me, I know.
It would be impudent to ask about the device now, Jaime Reyes.
So, cool watch.
Oh, this old thing? Lets me turn into any alien I want. Pretty nifty, right? It's called an Omnitrix.
I'm starting to see why the new gods would be interested in that device.
Stop calling it a device.
I didn't. I called it by its name. Omnitrix.
May I please have that?
What?
May I please have the Omnitrix?
Oh. Oh, it's one of those days. I hate those days.
Huh?
Let's see here. Never met you in my life. Check. Weird interest in my heroic duties. Check. And wanting my watch. Check. I've been around the block long enough to know not to trust people like you. So just go home. I don't want to have to fight someone my own age.
Negotiations failed. Applying countermeasure-based firing force.
What? Scarab, no!
No, not Scarab. What kind of a name is Scarab? I'm Ben.
Suddenly, a suit made of living technology envelops Jaime's entire body, leaving him covered in black and blue colored armor with red and yellow eyes to match. He is transformed into the Blue Beetle. The Scarab then attempts to fire off a precision blast of highly concentrated energy towards Ben's left hand, but Jaime makes a miss at the last second.
Scarab, what are you doing? Are you trying to get us killed?
Your approach was suboptimal.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of this whole Scarab nickname. It's hero time!
Then, a green light takes over Jaime's vision as, in a split second, Ben's skin transformed to that of a rocky volcano. He has become Heat Blast.
Let's fight fire with fire.
Heat Blast then fires multiple shots of molten flame at the Blue Beetle, who, while dodging most, one sticks on his shoulder before falling off to the ground, not affecting his armor or his body in the slightest.
Well, that's reassuring.
That suit. I've never seen it before, but it looks alien in nature. Let's turn up the heat.
You think that's all I got? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Heat Blast then summons the air around him and explodes it around his chest, creating a ring of fire that expands outward and hits Jaime directly. He keeps the flame of the ring going while slamming his right hand into the Blue Beetle's face and dragging him across the pavement of the sidewalk, while barraging him with his free hand with full power fire blasts. Jaime then kicks at Heat Blast's abdomen to gain some distance, and forms his right hand to that of a vacuum, and begins to suck in the very oxygen of the atmosphere.
Perhaps your human brain is useful after all.
Haha, can we focus?
While the vacuum keeps sucking up air, Ben thinks to himself.
Man, he's clever. This isn't gonna be easy. I need to use master control if I'm gonna stand a chance. Also need to talk to him. Feels like he's being pressured into this. Don't want this to be the start of another Kevin situation.
And one more flash of green light, where the form of Heat Blast once stood, now stands a formidable cyan stone-like alien, once again unknown to Jaime and the Scarab. Ben has become Diamond Head.
He can change in the middle of combat? This isn't good.
I'll run simulations that lead to our victory, factoring in this information. Until then, keep him occupied, Jaime Reyes.
I swear.
Alright, let's go.
Diamond Head then proceeds to punch Blue Beetle in the gut, leading into a roundhouse kick that sends him flying horizontally. Using his ability to shift his body's physiology, he catapults himself with immense strength while both his hands become sabers as sharp as a predator's tooth. He slashes right at Jaime's chest, and has more success than Heat Blast had, but not enough to stay as this alien for much longer.
You done? My turn.
Blue Beetle then takes both of his arms and combines them together, forming a sort of jet-like cannon that begins to gather energy.
Scarab, a little help?
Not unless you want this simulation to cease.
Again with the Scarab. My name's Ben.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Now would be an optimal time to strike.
Fine. Fire!
A concentrated beam of blue light emanates from Blue Beetle's makeshift weapon, but Diamond Head catches it just in time to not damage the rest of his body. Instead, the light refracts and convulses to other areas, unintentionally damaging some buildings that thankfully were vacated due to the alert of a thievery beforehand.
Okay. Nothing's working. I think a plan is working.
Diamond Head then creates a barrier of his own flesh to protect him from Blue Beetle while coming up with a plan.
What? Scarab, he's in there, right?
I sense a heat signature, yes.
Let's get to work carving him out then.
As Blue Beetle is attempting to break the pillars of diamond set up beforehand, inside the makeshift hut, Ben is transformed into Brainstorm and has begun concocting a plan.
So the chance of victory if I take this approach has nearly doubled from 44.5% to 87.43%. I will take those odds.
As Jaime is working on cutting the diamonds, Ben transforms into Upgrade and slithers out of his own cocoon, aiming directly for Jaime's scarab.
Jaime Reyes, behind us!
Huh?
When I realized that your little buddy on your back was giving you your powers, I didn't really expect it to be mechanical by nature. But that's where Upgrade shines. Take this!
Upgrade then attempts to wedge his way into the scarab itself, but the scarab will not go down without a fight.
Jaime Reyes, he is attacking me directly!
You fought off worse, right? This guy is nothing for you.
You're right. Let us continue this fight.
The scarab then fends off Ben's hacking attempt as Upgrade nearly instantly, spitting him back out where he came from.
Wow, that's one powerful machine.
Yeah, it's cause he's alive. We aren't going down that easily.
Jaime then changes his left hand into a sort of blaster and begins to send compressions of electric energy Upgrade's way in hopes of short-circuiting him. However, after the first few hits, Ben's instincts kick in and he elects to change into a new alien. Feedback. Using feedback, he takes the last most powerful blast of electricity and compresses it yet again, and it takes on a new color. Where it was once blue, it now turns a vibrant yellow. He then chucks it at Blue Beetle, and it sends him tumbling down toward the ground.
You're really tough. Feedback's one of the aliens I don't use unless I have to. But you're really strong. So just leave me alone, and I'll let bygones be bygones. Alright?
I came here for a reason, if nothing else. I won't go down without a fight.
Jaime then flies straight into the atmosphere, aiming his sights on the precipice of the ozone layer. Ben reverts back into his human form for a brief moment.
Oh, he wants to end this with a bang. That can be arranged.
Ben then takes the form of Jet-Ray and flies straight up to where Jaime is situated. Jaime notices him there, but elects to not look at him, instead focusing on the moon nearest to them both.
I'll be honest. I was sent here on an errand to retrieve that Googleplex?
Omnitrix, dude.
Omnitrix, I guess. I don't even really care about it, but I owed these guys a huge favor. Now, though, I'm wondering what I'm even doing here. This whole Earth is so vast. Your universe is vibrant. It puts things into perspective, I guess.
The Omnitrix does make you appreciate all life in this universe, no matter how small. Thousands of aliens are packed away in this bad boy, you know.
Thousands.
Hey, you want to see my ultimate alien?
The top of the food chain? I guess. Why not?
Jaime Reyes, I tire of these conversations. The sooner we get the Omnitrix, the sooner we go home.
Scarab, let him transform. I'm sure you want to see it too. Let's end this fight with a bang.
All right. Let's go.
One final flash of green light surrounds Ben as his skin once again transforms, and he mutates into a being never before even thought to exist by Jaime. A bright light grows forth from his eyes as Ben's transformation reveals itself. He has become gray matter.
Oh. Oh, no!
Gray matter then begins to fall to his demise.
You have a real stupid sense of humor, Omnitrix!
Wait, I'll help.
As Jaime rushes in to save his new comrade, yet again a flash of green light envelops the boy's vision, with a body that seems to house the cosmos itself, and what looks to be the peaks of a crown on his head. His wide eyes glow with certainty. Ben has transformed into Alien X.
This is the guy I was talking about. He's super powerful.
Like, God level?
Alien X then begins lounging lackadaisically in the vacuum of space, both of them now reaching past the atmosphere of Earth and inching ever closer to the moon.
Oh, probably higher than that. I don't bust him out too often for obvious reasons, but he is my trump card.
This is so cool. That is awesome.
Hey, I know you came here to fight me, but you seem cool. Wanna go all out? Winner takes all?
I find that outcome most agreeable to my sensibilities.
Sure, let's end it here, hermano. Scarab, let's give it all we've got.
Both of them rush at each other, Ben rushing in with his fist outstretched, while Blue Beetle takes his right fist and makes the sword the size of an entire island. A victor shall be decided right here and now. As the two collide in on each other, a massive vortex opens up and the resulting energy of the Celestial Sapien and the armor of the Reach is so vast it very nearly destroys the very fabric of existence they both are floating in. However, both are very aware of what would happen if they truly let loose with their power, and elect to end this fight on their own terms, without destroying the world. With that in mind, the vortex closes in on itself as a victor is made clear. Alien X stands triumphantly over a floating blue beetle, him being taken aback by the Celestial Sapien's mighty swing. As Jaime starts to come to, he sees Ben floating patiently for him to reawaken.
Hey, you're awake! Sorry, I kinda overdid it.
Jaime then sees that part of the moon was evaporated in their final clash, and looks cautiously at Earth after that revelation, relieved to see no damage other than the parting clouds of the atmosphere.
We did that?
We did that.
That's bad.
Really bad.
I fail to see how this affects our goal in this encounter.
Is that scarab on your back talking to you?
Yeah. He does. Sometimes.
Finally, somebody else who gets it! Alien X does the same thing. Or did. These guys have been really quiet for a long time.
That's great and all, but, are we gonna fix that?
I'm pretty sure my grandpa will take care of it somehow. I'll help out then. In the meantime, wanna hang out?
That would provide plenty of opportunities to steal his device, Jaime Reyes.
I can hear you!
I am still correct.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Been a while since I could just chill out.
Do you know how many ice aliens I have? The puns I could have made! Whatever, let's go down.
Man, he may be cornier than Booster.
The two go back down towards the surface, landing in the same section-off area they started their fight in. Ben depowers into a human again, and Jaime retracts his armor, once again revealing himself.
Hey, there's the face of the butt I kicked earlier.
Salt in the wound much?
So, what's the deal? You stuck here now or what?
Not really. I can go back whenever I want. The real problem is what I need to get before I go back.
Maybe I can help. There's a guy out there that built these watches. Problem is, he's on the other side of the galaxy. Would take a while, though. You willing to hang until then?
Why not? Not like there's nothing to do here. Seems like you could use some help.
Hey, I have things...
A fire hydrant tips over behind Ben, tipping over some beams used for construction until an unfinished building collapses unceremoniously to the ground.
Under control?
Like I said, help?
Why not? You're capable, you've got a good enough heart. I say we work together until we can solve your problem. But on one condition. You have to say my catchphrase with me.
Why?
It'll be cool!
No, it won't.
Just trust me.
I met you like an hour ago.
Come on, say it!
I don't even know it!
It's hero time. That's my catchphrase. Say it with me.
Fine! It's hero time!
Let's go!
The two of them ride off into the now dust-colored horizon, unsure of their future endeavors together, but trusting in each other wholeheartedly to watch their backs, as all heroes, and indeed, friends, do. Truly, this is the mark of a true hero. The ability to take an enemy and make them a friend is no small feat. But nothing is impossible for Ben Tennyson, wielder of the Omnitrix and savior of the universe. As the two collide in on each other, a massive vortex opens up and the resulting energy of the Celestial Sapien and the armor of the Reach is so vast it very nearly destroys the very fabric of existence they both are floating in. However, both are very aware of what would happen if they truly let loose with their power, and elect to end this fight on their own terms, without destroying the world. With that in mind, the vortex closes in on itself as a victor is made clear. Jaime straightens his back in victory as Alien X floats indefinitely, knocked backward from this mighty blow.
Jaime Reyes, get the Omnitrix. It is ours for the taking.
How? Literally how? Surgery?
The scarab transforms Jaime's right hand into a scalpel.
Perhaps.
Scarab, You're crazy sometimes.
Ben then comes to, almost instinctually attempting to depower into his human form, but then realizing he's still in outer space, and coming to the conclusion that he'd be better off staying as Alien X.
Hey, good fight! You really went all out. But can we go back to the surface now? I miss my human body.
Sure. Yeah, let's go.
The two go back down towards the surface, landing in the same sectioned-off area they started their fight in. Ben depowers into a human again, and Jaime retracts his armor, once again revealing himself.
Huh. Kinda forgot you were human too.
Hey now.
Let us not forget our mission, Jaime Reyes.
Jaime then opens up a boom tube to New Genesis and beckons Ben to follow him in.
Wanna follow? That's my Earth in there. A whole other universe from this one. You seem like you wanna go see some more stars. I do too. Let's go together.
I mean, if nothing else, I'll get to collect more aliens. Guess I don't really need more, but it's always better to be overprepared.
Ask him how many he has.
How many can you transform into?
10 plus those, plus all the ones I gathered back then, a lot. I have a lot.
This portal isn't gonna last forever, man. And I gotta be honest, when we go through, we may have to fight our way out of the planet we land on. You ready?
As I usually am for stuff like this. Let's go!
You're gonna feel blue.
What?
Like, blue. Blue Beetle? Me? That's me. I'm Blue Beetle.
Dude, you need a new catchphrase.
And you need a better alien to actually beat me with.
Oh, so that's how it is.
You ain't gonna find it here, hermano.
Well then, I guess I have no choice but to follow.
Just the two of us against the universe. Let's get it.
The two walk off into the boom tube, ready to begin a new adventure on Jaime's Earth. Ben, excited to meet new people and see new places, and Jaime, excited that he has yet another friend to call on in times of need. Truly, a new friendship has formed in this short amount of time. Not bad for a couple of teenagers who seem entirely too spaced out. Wow, another no-death episode. When is this season going to satiate my need for bloodlust? I don't know, but let's talk about this fight a little bit. Now, first and foremost, the most interesting thing when talking about this fight is the power trading. What aliens Ben used and why, and what Jaime did in response and why. Specifically, the idea of trying to use Upgrade to hack into the Scarab was always an idea, but would it work? It's hard to say. In the worst decision with the character of Jaime Reyes possibly ever, the Batman who last managed to override the Scarab's programming. But like, Scarabs like Khajiit are comparable to mother boxes and father boxes. The things that power both boom tubes and Cyborg, you know, one of DC's heaviest hitters. I doubt he'd go down without a fight. Other than that, most if not all of Ben's aliens really couldn't make a scratch on Jaime's armor. That thing is nigh impervious, to the point where the Spectre's way of defeating Jaime was just to lock him in place. Jaime could pretty much take anything Ben threw at him, with a few exceptions. Namely Feedback and Alien X, both of which are on the level that Jaime has faced before. Specifically Alien X, which, while we're here, can I just say that the similarities between the Scarab and Celestial Sapiens are crazy, extremely powerful beings that are locked behind the personalities that grant them the insane power. I think that's neat. But once Ben went Alien X, it's a no-brainer to me that the fight ends then and there no matter what. And it's also here where I remind anybody watching that this show doesn't use calculations to determine a winner. There are no winners here. This is not who would win, this is what would happen. And when I'm representing something like Alien X, it's gonna have to be the ringer. It's so absurdly powerful that the fight has to end right then and there, in either direction. Let's not count Jaime out. He could definitely take on a Celestial Sapien with what he's been through. There were like 20 different Alien X's in DC, and Jaime stacks up to pretty much all of them. So, of course, it ends with X and Jaime going all out against each other. And after that, of course they'd become friends. They are teenager boys, and Jaime is a fucking cinnamon roll. Of course that's the end game. Buddy Cop Space Odyssey series starring those two coming, I don't know, never. Well, what did you think of the episode? Did you like my art? Are any of us truly living, or are we simply alive? All the questions and more to be asked, but never to be answered until you get in the comments in the meantime between this and the next episode of Versus Universe. Which, by the way, I found a trailer for it in the Disney Vault. Don't tell them, but I'm going to show it to you now. Bye!